They are driven.
The more they try to stop me, the more I'm determined to make it happen.
Tireless in the pursuit of the seemingly impossible.
199 times, Mount Washington, baby. It's that drive that I just can't sit home. I can't do it. That's not me.
Anthony Everett, you are a wonderful person.
And utterly incapable of moderation.
You are a wonderful journalistic man.
And as songwriters go, where do you rank yourself?
I think I'm the best songwriter of all time.
You might call these tales of possession. Ordinary individuals gripped by visions the rest of us might have some trouble seeing. Tonight, we embark on an improbable journey, a voyage into the realm of magnificent obsessions.
This is Chronicle on WCVB Channel 5.
I started this project in the late 80s, and I gave myself 5 years. And 5 years came and went, and I gave myself 10 years.
More than 30 years later, Harold Arndt's backyard project, an 80-ton, 100-foot steel schooner, remains unfinished, marooned in the woods.
You come to the woods and you see this, and it's like Noah's Ark, but in the woods on the Maine coast.
Twain Braden first encountered the Island Rover in the 90s as a writer for Ocean Navigator magazine. His article told the inspiring tale of a self-taught shipbuilder using surplus Navy steel to build a massive vessel in his backyard in Freeport, Maine. The ultimate goal? Educational voyages for students.
I was just struck by his animism, his enthusiasm for the project, and what he wanted to do with it, take this boat sailing with kids. It just seemed like everything was great about the project with one little problem, that he built it in the woods, but that was for dealing with down the road.
Unfortunately, the road would prove rocky. Over the years Harold was working on his boat, his neighborhood of rustic seasonal camps was changing.
And in that summer community, there were 6 of us that decided to stay here year-round, where there wasn't even a road plowed in the wintertime.
A little different now.
We have over 200 here now.
Million-dollar waterfront homes and an increasingly suburbanized neighborhood now surround Harold, blocking the Island Rover's passage to the sea.
And different kind of people came in, different financial and social aspirations and goals, and his boat became an anomaly. So now he's talking to people who don't know him, don't know his kids, don't know his boat, and he's a problem for them.
Former town councilman Ed Bradley notes the dramatic changes in Freeport over the last 40 years, from sleepy fishing village to retail mecca and bedroom community for professionals working in Portland. It is a Freeport that is less connected to its maritime heritage, a Freeport that may not have room for a Harold Arndt anymore. The newcomers grumbled about the noise and mess, and Harold's project came to a dead halt, fetched up on the shoals of litigation and zoning violations.
You can take Harold both ways. I love Harold. He's one of the smartest guys you'll ever meet, okay? He is his own worst enemy, and he would, I think, admit that. I don't think he denies that or avoids it. He just says, it was my project. I did it. I have a right then to determine what happens to it.
I don't know where to begin with Harold. I really don't. He's an amazing, smart, brilliant man. Crunchy, crunchy, crunchy.
Denise Lord is Harold's girlfriend and biggest champion.
His brain goes from this to that to that. He's kind of like a Renaissance man.
And quite the dancer, as seen in the recent documentary, The Island Rover, Harold's Boat Problem. The film by Jordan Meter offers a comprehensive account of this complicated saga, but at its heart, it is a film about one man's dream and his determination to see it through.
And you don't try to change him either, because he is very stubborn. I've been trying to get him to get some new knees for ages.
It went from being a wonderful, inspiring story about somebody who was doing something constructive and fascinating to being one of just people attacking each other, attacking his project, brought it to an absolute standstill in the saddest of ways.
Twain Braden ended up leaving journalism and going to law school. He signed on as Harold's lawyer close to 20 years ago. Just logistically, can the boat get out of here without, and I've read some about this, about knocking trees down, obstructing other people's properties, et cetera, et cetera?
So the easy answer is yes. Like, that's the great irony of this project. It's really not that hard. These kinds of boats get launched all the time on the Maine coast.
And the man to do it? We'll meet up with him a bit later in our show.
It's a boat. We're not sending a spaceship to the moon.